Welcome to the Augusta Golf Show podcast. Now, here's John Patrick.
Jim Furyk will captain Team USA in the first World Champions Cup. Think Ryder Cup, President's Cup, and Champions Tour. Pleasure to welcome Captain Jim Furyk back to the Augusta Golf Show. Jim, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. Thank you for doing this. Give me the origins. How did this? Is this one of these no-brainer things? How did this come about?
Yeah, I think it's been in talks for 2 or 3 years now. Peter Jacobson and a company, Intersport, kind of were the brainchild of this event. I think, the Champions Tour seems to be in a great place right now, and Peter had approached me a little over 2 years ago, mentioned, possibly Ernie, Darren, myself, getting some of the guys on the tour to get together. And, there was always talks about President's Cup, Ryder Cup, maybe the teams playing each other. And this is just, we didn't have anything like that on the Champions Tour. And I think our guys are competitive. You see the scores every week, 15 under plus is winning. And we have a great time. There's a lot of camaraderie out there, but it's still very competitive. And I think this is just fun for us. It gives us an opportunity to kind of have a team format again, to compete for, we're competing for our country with the U.S. flag, and it's exciting. So I know Ernie and Darren and I are honored to be captains, and looking forward to it.
Okay, 3 teams. How's this format going to work?
It's tricky. So we're trying to simplify it as much as we can, and I think Peter and Intersport did a really good job with getting it together. So we're going to have 9-hole matches, so 18 holes a day, 9-hole matches. And in a singles format, let's say Ernie and Darren and I are together. We play a 9-hole match in the morning, then a 9-hole match in the afternoon. If everyone ties a hole, we all get a half point. If Darren and I make a 4, Ernie makes a 5, Darren and I get a half point. If Ernie goes out and makes a birdie and we don't, then he gets the full point. And you just add an accumulative amount of points, up for each match. And so, we'll see. I think it's going to provide a lot of excitement. I think you're going to see that leaderboard numbers are going to be flipping. Every 15 minutes, there's going to be a whole bunch of changes in numbers, and I think you can get ahead pretty quickly. You can catch up quickly. It should provide a lot of drama for television.
How many players on the team?
So 6 players for each team. That's what they're starting out with, and for us, it's kind of nice. It's we're used to being on the Golf Channel. You know where to find us every week. This is going to be on ESPN and ABC. So network television for the Champions Tour is pretty cool. Nice.
How do we determine who makes the team?
So there is a qualifying system. The captains are playing captains, which is fun.
Good.
6-man teams. I think there's a points list that 2 players will qualify for. I think the current leader on the Schwab Cup for each team is qualified, and then they're calling them chairman's picks. They're not captain's picks; they're chairman's picks. And I guess the chairman would be the group that runs the event, and they get to kind of hand select a couple players. So you've got basically the captain, 3 are qualifying on different points list, and then you have a couple chairman's picks.
Okay, is there will teams be formed, or is this individual player versus player?
Well, I understand what you're saying. No, so the first 2 days will be a team format. So it'll be 3 2-man teams will go out for each respective European, international, and U.S. team. And so there'll be a 4-ball format, and then most likely we're trying to figure out the second format. I think a Scotch foursomes is going to be a good possibility.
Okay, so, for those listening?
4-ball Scotch foursomes for both the first 2 days, 9 holes in the morning, 9 holes in the afternoon. And then for the final round, it'll be basically 6 threesomes go out and singles in the morning and the same in the afternoon.
All right, for those listening who don't know what a Scotch foursome is, what's that?
You're not supposed to put me on the spot like that.
All right, let's move on.
I think I know. I think both players will hit a drive from a team. So if I'm paired up with Steve Stricker, Steve and I both hit our drive. From there, we get to select which ball we want to play.
Okay.
and then you go alternate shot from there. I think it gives like one guy might play conservative. You pair up a guy maybe that's a little shorter, like myself. I try to hit it short and straight. Pair me with someone that bombs it. And maybe he takes a more aggressive route and tries to get in a good position. So I think a little quicker format than say 4-ball, but also I think one that provides a lot of strategy.
We're talking with Jim Furyk here on the Augusta Golf Show. Going to be at Concession down in Florida. So maybe this is a better question for Peter. Is this every couple of years? You're going to take it outside the United States? Do you know any of that?
I don't know if there's any plans to take it out of the United States. This is supposed to be an every year event, and I think our home will be at Concession for quite a while. But that's a question for Intersport, for Peter. But we made the announcement Monday morning. The folks from Concession are excited. They've hosted a number of events there. They had a World Golf Championship. They've had some NC2A championships, and so it's a great home for us. And I haven't been able to get down there yet to see the golf course, but Darren was fishing in that area recently, and he stopped by and played, and he was raving about the golf course, and also telling Ernie and I that he's one up since he's seen the course.
So he made a mistake, took a wrong turn, and accidentally saw the golf course while he was fishing.
Let's make no bones about it. He was fishing, without a doubt. He was down there chasing tarpon, he said, and happened to be in the neighborhood, so he stopped by to play.
Well, Jim, what is it about once you play on a team, you want to play on every team? You hear the guys on the tours talk about, once they make a President's Cup or a Ryder Cup, and I'm sure it has a lot to do with playing for your country, but it seems to have more than just that.
Well, those events, the President's Cup, the Ryder Cup, they were always my favorite events, and I guess a lot of it is, we all grow up playing team sports. We all, enjoyed. My best friends in high school were the basketball team. I played basketball 4 years in high school, and those are my dearest friends. I still keep in touch with a lot of them. Some of them were my wedding, and that camaraderie, kind of doing something together is a lot of fun. I loved being on the golf course, maybe being one of the last matches out, looking out there, and there's Tiger Woods, Tom Lehman, Phil Mickelson, and they're all rooting for you, and that camaraderie you can't replace. And I also loved having a match off, having a not being on the course and going over practice and getting my game done, and then running out there to support my teammates. I just being out there for them, and you just don't get that very often in golf. You get to wear the United States flag and represent your country. You feel like you have an entire country pooling, for 12 men. And I learned a lot in those events. Just in practice rounds and being around the best players in the world, you pick up little, we traded, how did you hit that shot? And someone will hit a little, bump and run, and, well, how did you hit that? That's different than what I do. And we just kind of traded some secrets and little tricks. I always wanted to be on those teams, and that was kind of the goal each and every year. That was first and foremost. I want to make the Ryder Cup team this year. I want to make the President's Cup team this year, and I was fortunate to be on a bunch of them. So a lot of great memories. The President's Cup, we won a lot more than we lost, and then in the Ryder Cup, we lost a lot more than we won. So, obviously some highs and lows, but my favorite events.
Before I let you go, last time you were on the show, it was to talk about the fact that your golf tournament, the Furyk and Friends Golf Tournament, was going to start. You've had a couple of them now. Tell me what that has meant to you. Tell me what that has. Tell me the great things about that golf tournament. Well,
I still have to pinch myself a little bit that Tabitha and I are now running a PGA Tour Champions event. So it's the Constellation Furyk and Friends. It's always the first week of October, and this will be our third annual. I still have to pinch myself. When I grew up and joined the tour, there was an event named after Byron Nelson, and Lord Byron was there every year. And so just the ability to go shake his hand and talk to him was amazing. And, the Bay Hill, Arnold Palmer Bay Hill Invitational, and the Memorial with Jack. And now, Davis Love has an event, Tiger, Stricker has an event up in Madison, Wisconsin on the Champions Tour. So we're starting to branch out and get more players involved like that. But it's I'm honored, I'm humbled, and I'm also very proud of Tabitha. She's really kind of taken the bull by the horns. Basically the executive director of our foundation and then the golf tournament. we have an amazing team led by Adam Renfro, who's our tournament director, and they pour their heart and soul in it. And really, what makes it a successful event really is we're trying to raise a lot of money for charity in Northeast Florida. And last year we were able to raise $1.3 million through this golf tournament. So I'm real proud of them. And the golf tournament is important, but what we're really trying to do is raise some money for charity. Last year, the players on the Champions Tour voted the Constellation Furyk and Friends their favorite event. So we were humbled by that in our second year, and we have some big shoes to fill. Right, we have to keep improving, keep getting better, and finding ways to provide a fun atmosphere for our fans and our sponsors.
Well, you should be proud of that. You guys, you and Tabitha are doing great work there. He is Jim Furyk. He's the captain of Team USA for the upcoming World Champions Cup. I know we did this at the very last minute. Jim, thank you for saying yes to this. We'll catch up again. Thanks, sir.
Absolutely. Appreciate you having me on.